Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. If you're new here, my name is Faye. Please subscribe. This is a no makeup look. You can probably tell from looking at me that it is a no makeup look. And I have strived here to make this an actually true, real, genuine no makeup look. Not one of those no makeup looks where, you know, they've done the full-on contour and you can definitely see there's foundation on their face and it isn't really no makeup. Because those videos confuse me because that's not no makeup in my opinion. Like, it should look like genuinely natural. Like, you should see some flaws, you should see your skin. You should apply concealer literally just where you need it so that things have that overall perfected look. We've got a little bit of eye makeup, a little bit of lip stuff going on, some lip liner, some mascara, but in general, everything is just super subtle. So if you are looking for, I don't know, a look for a first date, or a look for a Zoom meeting, or a look for work, or for your university lectures, then this is a good one. Because this is a no makeup look, I'm going to include my skincare steps before we start with the makeup, because when you're using very light coverage, it's really good to have a good base, like to have your skin looking plump and healthy and glowing and just generally lovely, so that it can shine through that light coverage of foundation. So I've just toned my face with this toner from Urban Vader. This is made in the UK. These smell amazing. This is the sandalwood one. They make various others. They come in different colours of tube, and honestly it smells so good. This is a hydrating toner. You're not going to get like any alcohol that's going to strip the skin. There's nothing like salicylic acid to treat acne. This is just really full of soothing ingredients like aloe and lots of hydrating oils. Then I'm going to move on to my hyaluronic acid serum. This is from Beauty Pie, and this is a really lightweight serum. It's not going to be heavy. It's going to sink right into the skin. Now I'm going to apply a slightly heavier, more treatment type of serum. This is the Clinique Even Better Clinical. This is to treat pigmentation and prevent the formation of pigmentation spots. So I just have a couple of pigmentation spots from sun exposure because I spent a lot of time in the sun last summer. And of course, sun cream. So obviously sun cream is super important anyway, but particularly if you're using a serum like this, which is to treat hyperpigmentation, they will usually say on them, you must wear sunscreen. This is the Centella Green Level Unscented Sun Cream. This is good for if you are acne prone because unlike my toner, this doesn't contain any natural essential oils. It's completely scent free. It's really like smooth, creamy. It spreads really well. Like, it's not super thick. It doesn't leave a white cast. It's like a really high SPF, which is excellent for the face. So we've got our skin prepared. Now it's time to move on to the makeup steps. So I'm going to start with primer. This is the VDL Lumilayer Primer. This isn't a primer to extend the wear of your makeup, it's just to create a lovely base and a lovely effect. You want to be careful when doing a natural makeup look and choosing a glowy primer that it's not one that appears like there's glitter on your face, because there is nothing no makeup-y about glitter. I'm going for a super light coverage foundation today because we do want to look genuinely like it's no makeup. None of that no makeup that looks like makeup here. No. If we're doing no makeup, it actually has to look like no makeup, okay? So this is the Essentially Natural Foundation from number 7. I have the shade Calico. You can see I'm just applying this with my fingers because it is such a light coverage and also quite emollient and hydrating formula. You can just massage this into the skin with your hands. You don't need a brush or a beauty blender if you don't want to use one. Although if you want to be completely sure that you're streak free, you may want to just go over with a sponge at the end, just to be sure you don't have any finger marks. Hopefully you can see that that doesn't look a whole lot different to before, because we are going for the genuine no makeup look here today, and there's a slight level of perfection, a slight evening out of skin tone, but I've chosen, you know, it's really important if you're doing no makeup to choose a foundation which is the same colour as your skin. I am going to apply a tiny bit of highlighter, but I'm going for this from Kiko. Now this I don't think is around anymore, but any highlighter which is actually more of a priming glowy base, so something like MAC Strobe Cream, which you might mix into your foundation or you might apply under your foundation, is what I'm talking about here, rather than something which is like a very metallic or strong impactful liquid highlight. And we're done with that. I'm going to add a little bit of concealer where I need it. Now I'm going to take a concealer that is going to be similar in colour to my skin because I don't want anything that's going to stand out, but I am going to use something a bit more full coverage. This is the Sleek Lifeproof concealer. I don't want a ton of this on my face, so I've put the tiniest amount on my hand. And I'm going to use the very tip of my beauty blender to apply this where I want it. It's kind of a bit like a dupe, I guess, for the Tarte Shape Tape, in that it is quite a matte dry down and it is reasonably full coverage. I think it's really important to recognise with no makeup that you are going to have some flaws showing through. We want now some concealer under our eyes. So this is the Kiko Skin Tone Concealer, and this is a very fluid, lightweight feeling concealer. It's hydrating, it's not going to look dry on the skin, because that's another thing that really highlights makeup. If your face looks too dry and too matte, then that looks makeup-y. Again, I'm going to put this on my hand and then apply it with my sponge. I'm not going to put it directly on my face because I want to keep that coverage as just like the most minimal amount that perfects but that doesn't look makeup-y. So I'm not covering every hint of darkness, every like hint of blue there. I'm just giving it enough that I look awake, I look refreshed, I don't look tired, but it doesn't look super makeup-y. Of course, we do want a little bit of blush. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint in Puff. I'm gonna just blend this out on my hand into a little patch like this. I'm gonna dip the bottom end of my sponge in, and then I'm going to lift my cheeks just so I can see where this little sort of sticky out patch of cute cheek is. And I'm bringing it up onto the forehead because when you get a little bit of sun exposure and you get a little sun-kissed, it's not like a perfect brown tan that the colour of bronzer is, in my opinion, or certainly on my skin tone it isn't. And I think if you have a little bit of blush up here on your forehead that looks a bit more like sunburn, and the same on the nose, then that is a more natural look. And you can see I'm just really blending this blush out now so that it's not concentrated in one area, because if it's concentrated in one area, that's going to be a massive giveaway. So we are done with cream products. Now it's time to move on to powders. Now with a no makeup look, you have to be really careful with powder because it can quickly get makeup-y and unnatural looking if you apply too much powder. But at the same time, you want to set down your concealer. You don't want it to move anywhere. So I am going to use a little bit of loose powder. This is the Gosh Prime and Set. This is the one with hyaluronic acid, which is really good for dry skin. Now, when you're only powdering a small area of your face, you have to be careful that you don't have a clear line where the texture changes, because obviously where it's not powdered, it's more shiny, and where it's powdered, it's more matte. Now, if you just apply it to like one area, you'll have a noticeable difference. When you turn your face and the light catches it, that area will be more matte. So when you're applying powder only to a certain area, I recommend that you dab on the powder where you want, and then you flick. By flicking, you're blending the powdered area into the non-powdered area in a more gradual way, so that you don't have this strong line of demarcation where you can see where you've powdered your face. I am also going to set down the eyelids. Because I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer in the crease, and I want that to blend nicely and not go patchy on the wet concealer. Okay, bronzer. Now you have to be careful with bronzer when you're doing no makeup, because if you look super bronze, it's probably going to give it away that you've got makeup on your face. So I'm going to take a bronzer that's not too warm or too cool. This is Back to Bronze from L'Oreal, which is a really lovely and affordable drugstore bronzer. And I'm just going to brush super gently. Now, if you want a really light application of powder products, it's quite good to hold your brush right at the end. This way you have sort of less control, if that makes sense. You almost want less control because you want it to be super light and dispersed. So if I hold it up here, I can like put it in a really concentrated area. If I hold it at the end and just sort of wiggle my fingers, I get it nice and dispersed. I should have put a hairband on. This always happens if I don't wear a hairband. My hair just decides to get involved. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit onto the tops of the cheekbones where the sun would naturally hit, a little bit on the nose, and down onto the chin. Contour now. This is a no makeup look, so part of me doesn't even want to contour, but I know lots of people do like to give those cheekbones a little bit of lift, so I am going to use a little bit of contour. Again, I'm going to use one of these really small Real Techniques brushes. This is a super good contour for pale people. This is from Peripera, and it's not going to be too dark, too warm, too grey. I'm just going to add the tiniest bit, like the tiniest bit. I'm also going to take this contour powder into the crease, and I'm barely touching the brush onto my skin. Like, it's super light, super gentle, just sweeping that back and forwards. And then I'm going to flick up and out towards the brow. I'm now going to add a little bit of bronzer in as well with the same brush, just to warm it up very slightly. And literally that is all we are doing on the eyelids. Like, there's no eyeshadow, it's literally just our face products blended into the crease. Now that I've curled my eyelashes, I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeliner. This is Rimmel Scandalise in Deep Wine. You can use any brown eyeliner, unless you have like literally black hair. I wouldn't recommend using a black liner because black just looks so unnatural. You can see I've lined this eye and not this one, and it gives just a little bit of definition to the lash line without looking like you've got a ton of liner on. And if you accidentally get any above the lash line when you're poking that brush up, you can just smudge with your finger so that you can't see any line. Now that we've defined the lash line with liner, I am going to apply some mascara, but I'm going to apply the most subtle, natural looking mascara I own, and that is the Innisfree Skinny Waterproof Microcara. It doesn't look like this anymore, it comes in black packaging now, but it's still basically the same thing. So I'm going in at the base, wiggling, and then pulling until about the middle to 2/3 of the way up the lash. Having mascara right to the ends of your lashes is a dead giveaway. If you concentrate it just at the base and at the very bottom of those lashes, it will look a lot more natural. For the bottom lashes, I am going to put a tiny bit of mascara on, but I'm going to keep it right at the base. I'm not going to pull it through the lashes. I'm literally going to wiggle it in right at the base close to the eye. I'm going to pinch off any mascara that's got along the lashes. Here we go. I'm not going to put anything in the lower waterline because it will look too obvious in my opinion. I'm just going to leave that natural, and we are done with the eye makeup. Now for brows, I'm going to put my brow gel in first. I would usually do some filling in with a pencil and then put my brow gel in, but I want to put as little like brow pencil product in as possible. So first I'm going to brush all the hairs into the position I want them to be in with the brow gel, and then I'll be able to see any tiny little spots that need filling in. I'm going to do a little bit on the lip before I put in some brow pencil because I need the brow gel to dry. This is the Gosh Velvet Touch lip liner in, what colour is this? Nougat Crisp, and it is more of a brown nude colour, less pink, so it's not going to look unnatural. I'm not lining all the way around the lips. The only place I'm going to define is just the Cupid's bow and the opposite part of the lower lip. You can see it is very much a My Lips but better type of shade, and so that it's not a stark line, I'm just going to blend in slightly, filling in the lip colour just a little bit, and then I'm going to take a clean finger and blur it. And on top, I'm going to put a tiny bit of gloss. I love this gloss. This is the Wonder Gloss from Beauty Pie. And it's a kind of gel oil type consistency. It's not sticky at all. It's really hydrating and they're just super lovely. Now we can finish off the brows. I do have this NYX pencil in Espresso just to fill in any bits that I think are patchy, just to make them a little darker because I wasn't really blessed in the brow department. And that is our no makeup look, completely finished. Dab off the lip a little bit so it's a little bit less shiny, it looks a little bit more natural. And that is our look complete. So if you're ever looking to look perfected, maybe you have a video chat meeting or a video date. Can we go on dates now? I honestly don't know what the rules are anymore. Like, single people are allowed to form a bubble with one other household, right? So I guess single people can go on dates now. Maybe you want to look like this on a date. I personally really enjoy it. I really like the look. I think that the eyes are really, really subtle, but they're so defined. And you've got like a natural glow while it still looks like skin. And you can see some imperfections. And you know, that's okay. That's what skin looks like. That's what skin is meant to look like. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day, a lovely, lovely week. I hope you are enjoying a little bit of moving back towards some kind of new normality. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.